obstacle, any storm or whatever you want to call it, comes for a reason. And you should try to find a silver lining in everything you go through.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
some this big as a pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
it's even bigger than the epidemic. So something
Right.
like this, you should definitely learn something and take something from it and going forward. Even small things that we think that is not important.
Down in the comment and let us know what are some quarantine house rules that you all have found yourself needing to put in place.
What's coming out of your mouth? What's coming out of your mouth? What's coming out of your mouth? It's saying P. Check him out, check him out. It's saying.
All right. What's up, everybody? We want to welcome you all to What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. I am your host, Altanya Lachey. This is my co-host,
Pete Fairley.
We want to welcome you all and thank you for tuning in to our channel. If you're one of our conversationalists, welcome back. And if you're new, we want you to consider joining our tribe. Just head on over to YouTube, press subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can get all the notifications for our videos. All right, co-host. So how's your Tuesday going?
It's been going pretty good. I can't complain. Everything's been going well, and I'm trying to keep it on that level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything going, I guess, as good as it could be given the circumstances. But although we're not in our physical buildings where we conduct work at, it almost seems a little bit normal nowadays. What you think?
No, I'm not. It's getting to start feel normal, more normal as time go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the new normal, if anything.
Absolutely. I want to read this thing that I saw on Instagram and tell me what you think about this. According to this post, it says nothing should go back to normal. Normal wasn't working. If we go back to the way things were, we will have lost the lesson. Maybe we rise up and do better. No. So what you think about that?
Nothing should go back to normal. Normal wasn't good. That's what they saying.
Normal wasn't working. If we go back to the way things were, we would have lost the lesson. May we rise up and do better. So
I mean, normal definitely wasn't working on everyone's behalf, right? We could say that.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely can say that this has opened a lot of our eyes, right?
Mm-hmm. For
so
sure.
I think that if we come out of this the same way that we went into it, is definitely we're doing ourselves a disservice and injustice, because this should wake everybody up and bring everybody into that. We gotta fix some stuff. Something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and right. I think that's what that post is insinuating, is that normal wasn't working. It was working as long as it was working, but now that we had a chance to pause from it, we can see that a new normal is necessary.
Definitely, definitely.
So I like how Ian's saying, may we rise up and be better. So, learn whatever lesson it is in this season, because I think it's a blessing in the barriers. And so with all the barriers that was keeping us from doing the things that we wanted to do, it's a blessing and a lesson that we need to learn and receive from this downtime.
Yeah, for sure. But it was something that we need to. I mean, any obstacle, any storm or whatever you want to call it, comes for a reason, and you should try to find a silver lining in everything you go through.
Oh,
and some this big as a pandemic, it's even bigger than the epidemic. So something like this, you should definitely learn something and take something from it and going forward. Even small things that we think that is not important, which we know now, a lot of things are important that we didn't think was.
Yeah.
Simple stuff, washing your hands all the time. Not just when you use the restroom or finna eat or different things of that nature. Constantly washing your hands. Constantly staying sanitary and all. You know, just being aware of what's going on, and then even when they outside open back up, we should be more conscious of what's going things, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, you guys. Please make sure that you are sharing the podcast on your pages. Also, drop an emoji and let us know if you all see us circulating out here. Let's get our little opener on for tonight. Y'all know YouTube is popping. So anything that you trying to look for is out there. So let's get this one right here.
Not express itself. It is impossible for love to exist and not express itself. Love has to do something good. I don't think you heard what I just said. He says, Paul tells us.
So, well, he says it's impossible for love to exist and not express itself. So what you think about that? So when somebody's telling you that they love you, but they are not expressing it, is it true love?
Well, love can't exist without expressing itself. What he said is a true statement.
What he said, yeah.
Love is definitely an action word, right?
Yeah.
You can tell a person that you love them all day, every day, but if you don't show action, they're going to say, what do you mean that you love me? You don't show me. And you can say, well, I love you. And then they're going to say, well, if you love me, you will show me, right?
Right.
So love is definitely an action word, and it can't exist if you're not showing them some form of action. You say, I'm telling you, well, telling me is not enough. If you love a person, you will do extra things for them. You know what I'm saying? So you will show them in your emotions and things of that nature. So I think he's right. Love does not exist if it's not action, right?
Not being expressed. Yeah. Well, what would you say to people who really don't know how to express their love, but they have genuine love for that person? You know, like we talked about in a previous show about people having different love languages. So what if a person truly loves you, but they're not expressing it in the way that you receive love? Can you really say that they don't love you?
I mean, you can't. Well, you will feel that way, whether you want to say it or not. You would definitely feel it. But I do think. Do you think you can teach a person how to love you?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
That's one of the tools that people don't think they can, but they actually can. You definitely can teach someone to love you, and I think that everyone teaches their other spouse ways to love them, not the complete way, but ways to love them, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can't teach them to love you, but you can teach them how you want to be loved.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what a person is saying is, as Pastor Michael said in that situation is that you have to be doing the work to show a person that you love them instead of giving lip service. And a lot of times, lip service is given and then there's no action shown.
Absolutely. That's what I think he's meaning as well, is that, you know, you cannot possibly love me and I'm saying love me by bringing me flowers and you still saying, well, I'm not bringing you no flowers. Or I'm saying love me by, you know, coming home, sitting down and discussing our day, and you're still not doing that.
Right.
So I think you can only make up so many excuses to say, well, you don't know how, whatever, but are you doing the work in order to get to the point where you're showing me that you're trying to do what I'm needing you to do?
Well, in any situation that you want to get better, whether it's involving just strictly love or compassion, anything, you got to do the work, because nothing stays the same forever, right? And no one feels the same forever. You can't stay in bliss forever if a person is not constantly giving you more things to be blissful of.
I like that. That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Okay. Well, in talking about that, so I was watching the something on the Breakfast Club, right?
Right.
And they were discussing being in a long-term relationship, how things change. And so Nicole and Boris Cujo, right, evidently they're having some marital problems. And so she was saying that she want to go back to when they were dating. So not that she's saying that things are going wrong in their relationship, but it was different when they were dating. So let's play this clip and then we can discuss this one.
That's dumb.
Here's what she said. I wish that he was my boyfriend again. I don't necessarily want to be single, but I miss the single life. I miss the text messages for no reason. There's people that flirt with you. And the part of the flirtation that even makes you look at your phone is, or in your workspace, is that they have like a freshness or a newness. And I personally believe that if you're in it for the long haul, that freshness and newness is still possible if you talk about it. I know we talk about date night. We need to go have a date night. Wow.
So, what you think about that?
I mean, if you've been with a person long enough, that's anybody. You're gonna miss some things that you did when you first started in your relationship. Let's be real about it.
Right.
So, as she said, though, it is possible to get those things back if you're still in love with the person, right?
Right.
It's possible to get some of that stuff, but it's never gonna be like it once was. Now, it never will be that innocent.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna still love at a high level, but that innocent feeling that you had, like that giddy, like, you know, it's really the lustful stage.
Yeah, but I think
lust. You would never have lust for that person again. You will always love them.
Yeah, that's true.
You see
that's true, but I think that butterfly feeling, that like, oh, I can't wait till you come home. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to da. I think that can continue if both parties are truly working towards it.
Invested.
Like you always keeping that element of surprise, like, you know, you always coming home with something on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was saying. That person always have something to look forward to, no matter if it was 5 years in or 15 years in. And so I think that's how we get lost in the sauce. Is why I stop doing those things where I can just skip this Wednesday. She know every Wednesday, so I'm just skip this Wednesday. Then before you know it, you can skip the whole month of Wednesdays.
Right.
You know? And like she said, we're discussing date night, but date night is not happening.
Now that's some type of stuff right there. You asking for trouble. If you're discussing date night and date night is not happening, well, I mean, like, hold up now.
Right, because she's telling you, okay, babe, we need to go out.
Right,
babe, you need more time.
We have to listen to when each other talk, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we just don't listen when each other talk, or we get so to where we kind of tune them out or whatever the case may be. Right, because we have life is really be going on. So, but if a person comes to tell you something, you need to start listening to it and try to work on it.
Absolutely. And so, so they were having this conversation on live, right? Do you think that was a conversation for live, or do you think this was something that they need to have face to face? I mean, just them two, rather.
I mean, I think it shouldn't be on live first.
Yeah, the first initial conversation shouldn't be on live.
If the conversation has not been had, you don't wait till you get in a public situation to have it with your spouse. And if you have to wait till that public situation to get into that with your spouse, what kind of relationship do you guys really have?
Right. But I mean, I definitely think you could have it on live because somebody's going through that same situation. You know,
I'm not saying you can't have it on live, but you can't have it on live first.
Right, of course, because you don't know what all gonna come out. You don't know who's gonna say what. You don't know how it's gonna be delivered, and that's something that you need to work out privately before that's, you know, put in front of the world. But I definitely think that things like that need to be put out because people need to see that everybody have issues, and you know what I'm saying. Just seeing how they work it out and work towards the goal of having more date nights, that can help somebody else in their relationship.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be in a public setting and talking about things of that nature, now you got to be as transparent as possible if you want somebody to continue to vibe with you, right?
Right.
So I mean, I think you should definitely be out here trying to help people, you know. But like I said, make sure you have that conversation first at home. You don't want to blindside nobody with them online. They look like, now what is she talking about? I didn't know we were going there with this. Hold up.
Right. And not only that, you just don't know how things are gonna go. You want people to be their authentic selves, and they may not exhibit their authentic self when the world is watching.
Yeah, that's why you should have that conversation to say, we're gonna talk about this right here. You comfortable with it, you know, and how that so do you think you and your husband will get on live and, you know, discuss some things like of that nature?
No.
Do you think how do you think he feel?
No. My husband is too unpredictable with his by the mouth.
Right.
So I don't know what he may say. And so I don't even want to risk him saying the wrong thing. You know, not even necessarily be embarrassing, but it's just inappropriate for the setting.
Right.
So, but I feel like we're being transparent week after week. You know.
Oh, definitely. We out here in these streets telling these people the truth and being transparent. And we let nuggets out from time to time that come from our life because, you know, we have consciously made the decision to do this.
Right. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So it's a Boosie, he was on the Breakfast Club this week talking about all his shenanigans. Did anybody out there that y'all see Boosie on the Breakfast Club? And if so, what were y'all thoughts on his interview? Of course, he was being himself, but you know, I think he really dropped some nuggets out. And one thing that he talked about was that, you know, his infamous Instagram speech about him talking about Dwayne Wade's son and their decision to do all those things. And so, of course, they brought that up on the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Because that was his, you know, a big thing. And so he said that he lost deals behind saying that, but he refused. Be quiet, lady. But he refused to change his mind. So he said maybe he shouldn't have said what he said, but he meant what he said. And so what do you think about him not being willing to conform to society standards on, you know, all these extracurricular activities?
Well, one thing about it is, this is what I believe. In that situation, once he put his stake out in the ground, he can't backtrack.
Right.
I know you mean, because everybody know you meant what you said. He doubled down on it when he was doing it. He went all the way in. So I don't think that he should backtrack now. And for people that want him to do that, it's enough people selling their soul out here. And I'm not saying that's what the right way to did, but it kind of seems like he has done that. There's enough people out here who that sold their soul, and I'm just glad for somebody like who's out here standing up, you know, because there's enough people who scared to say what they got to say. And the truth is, but now, like I said, when you put stuff out there, do you invite people to get back in on you? Yes, you do. But so I just feel like maybe he should have said that the boy is not grown. You know, we shouldn't be letting him make grown decisions and all those different things. And that's that. But he did. He said, and I'm good. You know. What you got?
You know, we got a little rowdy audience member over here. But how's the sound over there? Because it was kind of buffering a little bit over here.
Oh,
okay. I agree. I think that what he said, what he meant it, like he said that he meant it. But I think that what we have to do is know that everybody has an opinion. And so that was just his opinion, and he was just putting it out there, and that's how he chooses to live his life. Mm-hmm. But I honestly don't feel like he meant no harm. I honestly agree with what he was saying, and like he said, now he'll just say that the boy should not be allowed to make grown people decisions. And I like how he put it now. A lot of children, regardless of sexual stuff and all that. They're making grown people decisions, which they may grow up and regret. So I think what he was just trying to say is that let the young man become an adult before he start doing things that he may regret later in life. So, but I love that he is not conforming. Your mic is off. I love that he is not conforming just to get people to get him these endorsements and different things like that. I love that he's standing his ground. Because even though people can look at Boosie and say, well, he's a rapper, he's a criminal, he's a this and he's a that, but he's a man of morals because no matter what is going on, he's not willing to back down and change his mind just for society, just so he can do whatever they want him to do. So I think that was very admirable. But I like how he put it now that he said he not keep talking on it, but he don't think that he should be allowed to make grown people decisions.
I mean, and if it was me in the situation, I would not let my child at that age be doing those type of things. There's all kind of stuff out here that we do not let children do at an early age, you know. So we don't need to start making exceptions for this and that because the world is telling us we should make exceptions for, or that's the truth. It's some stuff that you believe in and you just gotta stand down on. And you know, but a lot of people are now just folding up, and parenting is going down the drain.
That's right.
And that's what it boils down to. A lot of parents is just going down the drain. If you don't get your children, and I'm looking at mine right now, he know if you don't get your children, that they'll do anything, they'll try you. You know, yeah. I'm talking about you, son. You'll do anything and they'll try you. So you have to start putting that belt on their tail because they will get out of hand. They might get out of hand. See, now if he think he can get away with that and you allow him to do that, what else won't he do?
Yep. I definitely agree. We have a commenter saying he didn't mean any harm with Wade's son. He just said it in his own way. We all know how Boosie is. And I agree with that. I think he just said it in his own way, but I think many people agree with him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not our child. So we all have our opinions on how kids should be raised. But I mean, the only one we have control of is our own.
That's true. I mean, that's the only one we really have control on. But I mean, but we gotta understand this too. People want to get so bent out of shape when somebody comes and say something about something, but you put it out there in the public.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't be a big thing if you want publicizing it. So
yes,
you want to make it so public like you're doing. So anything you do when you put it out in the public, you stand for criticism, right?
That's right.
So it's a side to both sides of it. You're gonna get praise and you're gonna get criticism. If you can't take it, don't put it out there.
Don't put it out there. Don't put it out there. Exactly. And I definitely agree with that. But I think what he said needs to be said. And I know that he knew when he said it, he would lose some endorsements or people supporting him because people support the wrong thing all the time. And it's hard to stand for the right thing.
One thing about it, if you lose going down for what you believe in, you can take them lumps on the head because everything gonna come back around.
That's right. And then it's not necessarily a loss. If you lost standing for what you believe in.
But,
so I have to say.
And overall effort, you didn't sell your soul.
That's right, absolutely. And that's what I was like, out of all these shenanigans he got going on here, he dropping some nuggets if somebody really listening and can read between the lines.
Yeah. He's showing us in certain ways that a lot of the good things coming out of it, especially the parenting aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
The parenting aspect of it is the powerful thing.
Yes.
What you gonna stand for a parent? You know what I'm saying? Your kids gonna show some residual effects of your parenthood later on down the line.
Right, absolutely. And then to your point of saying that they talked about disciplining his kids.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was in there doing a little recreation on while he was on the interview, right? And his child was around. And so, you know, he was saying people could judge me by doing this in front of my child. Like I'm saying, I'm judging him for what the decision he made with child. But he also talked about making sure his children know the repercussions of doing certain things in life. And being that he done been in jail and different things like this, he talked about how he still discipline his kids regardless of how society say, you know, you shouldn't spank your kids different than that. And he make him put on, which this could be considered a little unorthodox, put on an orange jumpsuit and see how he would be if he was in jail. Now, I think that could be a bit extreme. However,
it could be.
Knowing where he came from and the way his children are, they need to know that side. I think it could be a bit extreme depending on who your children are and how y'all are raised and where y'all come from. But from where they come from, I think it's good.
Okay, you know the Scare Straight program, right? We heard of different things of that nature. That just another form of being scared straight. But now, if your child possibly do something that can lead them up into imprisonment, why don't you, if you show them at home what it's like first and why they don't want to go there, who says that it's such a bad thing? Yeah, it could be over the top a little bit, but I mean, if that's something he feels should be done, and I mean, I can't judge him on that. I mean, I ain't saying it's the best decision in the world to put him in that orange jumpsuit, but it's a good thing that he's showing them what it can lead to.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's the best decision. Like I said, I think it's definitely unorthodox, depending on your child, where y'all come from, and different things like that. But for his kids, I think they understand that type of discipline.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you definitely gonna understand what you brought up at now. That's the kind of stuff you used to that. You know what I'm saying? They were on the field a certain way. If he didn't do something, they'd be like, "Where this man come from?"
Absolutely. And he talked about how his dad disciplined him, and that's something that we kind of talked about last week. Was if your dad showed you a good leadership role and different things, would you do the same thing that he did? And so he said that his dad taught him and didn't let up on him, even though he went astray. He knew what he should have done. And so he passing that on to his kids. So even though they might go astray, like we all do. Right. But the main thing for a parent is to teach them what they need to know. So they come back to it.
At the end of the day, like he said on there, as a child, the different situations you go through, your parent may not be there right then. But you're going to still be hearing in your head the stuff that they taught you.
Yes, absolutely.
Those thoughts of you getting a butt whooping when you get home, you're going to say, I know I can't do that because my mama and my daddy going to tell me I'm going to get a whooping. You might not get no whooping, but I know when I get home, I'm going to get a whooping. I can't do that.
Right.
So those kind of talks you got to have with your child so they know what you expect and what you require from them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we have a commenter saying both parties have to be on board for the romance of continuing to love each other. Now that's true, because this woman just called me today telling me how she begged her husband to, start back treating her, right, taking her out on dates, different things like this. And he just felt like she was just asking for too much. Well, then when she decided to move on, he decided that he didn't want to let her move on. So, but when people come to you and tell you this is what they're feeling at this point in their relationship, you need to listen to what they're saying.
So tell me this, why is it so many times that you can't see it until it's over? Right then, when they finna dip out of there, they jumping out of the situation.
I think because you don't want to see it. Because you can't tell me whether you are to bring it up that you don't know when things going astray in your relationship. You might not say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? You might not be the first to initiate, which we talked about this last time, and we talked about it on Girl Chat. In case y'all missed it, it's up on YouTube right now. Go and check it out. But
what do you mean? Check what out?
What's coming out of your mouth, Girl Chat? We had that last night. It was awesome.
Okay.
We talked about y'all men.
Really?
Talk about some women stuff too. But you can't tell me that you don't know when things going astray in your relationship. You know, you can feel it.
Right.
So then if you feeling it, your spouse bringing it to you and you still decide not to address it, you don't care.
So what is that called? What do you think that is called when you decide not to address it? Is that just feeling a relationship?
Yeah, I think so. I think to me, it would make me feel like you don't care if the relationship continue or not.
That's a part of that love thing we were talking about earlier. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a part of love. But you say, I love you, I love. But I'm studying sitting here talking to you, but you not seeing it. I'm telling you to do this, but you start saying I love, but no, I'm telling you this and that, and you not responding. So you're not really loving, right?
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. So she also said, I believe in old-fashioned parenting. I do too. I mean, you still, when you get your child, you can believe in stuff all day long, but when you get your child, you got to do the kind of discipline that fits your child. But it's still, you know, it can be what you think it's going to be, but it is going to still be in another way, depending on the type of child that you have.
Yeah, and these children come with built-in battery packs.
Yes, they do. This one right now got an Energizer Bunny. So y'all who watch our videos, I know y'all hear our little audience member, but she is on 99,000 plus 100 million.
See, I mean, you and just to add on that, you wait until the time where you can get there and look, sit down and hush. Now, mama work.
Exactly.
But right now you at another level that you can't just get in like you want to. You see what I'm saying?
That's right. But you know, we still got to push through because somebody else is at this level and they probably think, I can't work or I can't do nothing. Well, you know, it's going to be a little distracting, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to push through. Because like we said earlier, obstacles going to come. It's going to be an obstacle in everything that you do. But you got to be able to do it no matter what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, and it just, you know, just show the passion you have for something.
Yep.
You know, because obstacles gonna come or whatever you got, and that person looking for the assurance that, well, I got this child or whatever, I can't do it, man. How do you do it? Look, I'm showing you. Just look. That's
right. Just
Actions speak louder than words. And that, and when they go back to leadership and different things, that's one of the main things main actions I like as a leader. Lead by example.
Yes.
That's the number one. That's the number one way I do that leadership thing. You gotta lead by example first.
If you don't lead by example, how can you expect somebody to follow? Because you have to show them the way. Mm-hmm. So if you're not showing them and only telling them, everybody don't perceive. Some people are visual learners. Some people are, you know what I'm saying? You can tell them and they can do it, and some people need to see it. But they're going to always, to me, do a better job if they see it being performed in front of them and they can follow.
That's true.
So you have to take that into account. But why do you think, and this is way off top, but why do you think it's so hard for leaders to lead by example?
Why is it hard for a leader to lead by example? It's not because some leaders think when they get in a leadership role, they no longer have to do things. Right? They don't know how to learn to do what they was doing because now they're the leader. Yeah. But a true leader can show you. You might not have to do as much, but you got to. But now when it comes to different aspects of leadership, you have to lead by example because you got to model what you want your followers to do.
Absolutely.
Now, so that tell me if it's hard for them to do it by example, are they truly living a life that they lead the life that they want the followers to follow?
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
So you have to look at that, so if it's hard for you to lead by example, you're not really leading the life that you said you lead.
Right. Because you should be leading by example. I mean, how else, if you can't model it, how else do you expect them to follow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you hear a lot of time people say things like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
That they don't work like that. They still seeing what you do, and they gonna do what you do.
They're gonna do what you do.
That's just what people do. That's just real.
Right, and that's why you have to, because you're right. People gonna always do what they see you doing. They don't gonna listen so much. But if they see you doing things in excellent, they gonna model things in excellent. But if you're doing things poorly, they gonna do things poorly. Because why they gonna do better than you and you the leader? You know what I'm saying? They gonna say, well, I can be in this role if I gotta do more of the work. If I gotta do the one, exhibit all the patterns that we want the people to follow.
It goes back to a standard that you're gonna uphold.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta set the standard. You need to uphold the standard. That is in any leadership position.
Right.
You have to set the standard. You have to model the standard, and you got to stick to the standard.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So somebody says most relationship is built on conditional love, not pure love. Yeah. And that's why when things start coming up and when people start asking for more, they cannot supply them with more because that wasn't on the condition of their relationship. You know, the relationship is built on you being one way and me being another way, and you accepting me as that, and me not having to change.
So, do you think people not wanting to change is one of the biggest causes of failed relationships?
I'm not gonna say they don't want to change, but I think they don't want to do what it takes to be changed. Does that make sense? They don't want to stop doing whatever that thing is that's prohibiting them from being who the person wants them to be. So whatever work is required, I think people are lazy in everything. And that's why I think something like this pandemic is going on. We lazy because we're not willing to go the extra mile to do whatever we need done. We're in a microwave society. So like they pushing out this radiation, we hurry up and doing everything, drive through to get the food done with the kids so we can just sit them in front of the TV and do our own thing. Like nobody want to do the work to get the end result that we're looking for. We just want it right now. So we're going to take shortcuts.
So the divorce rate, I think, you think the divorce rate going to skyrocket coming out of this pandemic?
Well, you know, at first I was saying no. We talked about it, I think, last week or the week ago. But now I'm thinking probably yes. Because people still not taking things serious. They're not taking the time to get to know their spouse now. You know what I'm saying? They taking the time to focus on how much their spouses are knowing now. Oh, you done changed. You didn't used to do this. You didn't do that. They're not realizing that this person has evolved and they haven't. And they're not willing to. So I think yes, the divorce rate gonna climb because people gonna realize they're not willing to change. We done had all this time on lockdown and they haven't realized what they could do to be better.
Okay, I know we talk about this in production or nothing, but some lead me this way.
Okay.
What would you say some rules to this quarantine relationships, like with couples? What are some rules that you think should go by? Just give me one or two that you think will be a positive, help your relationship stay afloat.
I would say do a quarantine and chill night. You know what I'm saying? So say if one thing, if y'all haven't been having a date nights, okay, now you got time. So you go in there, cook some, you know, let's do a flip the switch. So if the woman been doing all the stuff and you just been going to work doing your part, let's do a flip the switch. So one thing, you go and say, baby, you go take your shower, you go do all this. Then you go put the kids to bed, you feed them, get her all the night off. Then you tell her to meet you. You know, I'm big on living room days. Meet you in the living room. You know,
so you said during this time you got to make the living room your dating area. Living room dates.
Yeah, living room dates. So I said that would be one thing because you can't go nowhere.
Right.
So get creative. So I would say get creative with your spouse. That's one thing. And understand each other's triggers. So you know when you done been around your spouse too long, instead of before you feel yourself get agitated with them, go ahead and just remove yourself. So plan y'all time apart. You know, Because
okay,
everybody get on each other's nerves. That's just human nature.
Right.
So
right. That's true.
you know, like, okay, baby, it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna go in here for a couple hours. You go in there for a couple hours. You gotta be realistic and be proactive before things start going awry. So what would be some rules you can you would say?
My number one rule would be during this quarantine and chill or whatever, stay at home, whatever we want to call it, is you cannot argue about the same thing 2 days in a row. If you argue about it last week, you can't. I mean, yesterday you can't argue about it today. So that could keep down some of the conversion. You can't have twice in a row arguments in 2 days in a row. And if we stick to that rule right there, that'll come back on some of the arguing. That'll come back on a little bit more of the fussing, and they'll give a little more of the loving started. So no 2 days in a row, same argument twice in a row. You can't do it no matter what it is. You cannot have the same argument twice in a row. What you think about that?
I like that. I think you low down. I want all y'all to know that my co-host is real low down because he gonna come up with this question when he has something good to say already. But but that's good. Because people getting upset about stuff that's not that serious. And if there was a rule, okay, babe, we argued about that. If first of all, it wasn't that serious. And then we're not gonna argue about that no more. Now we'll come back to it next week once everybody calm down and we'll see how we can work it out. So I definitely think that's a great one. So what's another one you got? And y'all drop down in the comment and let us know what are some quarantine house rules that you all have? Yourself needing to put in place? Let us know down in the comments.
Okay, another rule is this, definitely. Structure your day. Y'all need to sit down and get together and structure the day. Especially if you're both not working, you definitely need to get some structure going on. Because if you both at the house not working, constantly get on each other's nerves, you ain't got nowhere to go, she ain't got nowhere to go, and y'all just constantly doing the same thing, there's going to be a problem. Yeah. So you need to just set a structure, map your day out.
Mm-hmm. You need to do that regardless. If somebody in the house with you, if you're in the house by yourself, for whatever, because that's what I'm finding myself. I need structure. So I'm having to make a schedule and say, okay, I'm going to do this for this amount of time. When I'm taking a real lunch break, like I'm at work, and go and do stuff, then come back and do my other stuff. Because if not, you find yourself doing anything. You just sitting around, okay, now you done worked on this okay, it's 12 o'clock. Let me go ahead and get something to eat. Okay, you go back in there, you do some more work. Next thing you know, tired and went out, especially on the weekend, there's nowhere to go out.
Oh,
so you just doing anything. So definitely structure is a big thing.
Structure is a big thing. Look, you see, what about that comment?
Somebody said pamper each other. Well, yeah, but what's coming out of your mouth, we're not going to be responsible for these quarantine babies. So yes, pamper each other. But y'all ain't know with all these quarantine babies. They are not our fault. We just want y'all relationships to be awesome when y'all come out of quarantine.
Yeah, you got it. But you definitely
each other.
You definitely gotta have some pampering time in there when you structure that thing out.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta pamper each other now.
Yeah, definitely do that. Women,
but you can't kiss all day.
I mean, hey,
you can't hug all day.
Y'all ain't got no kids in the house, it's just y'all. I say go for it. Hey, it go back to your
you at day 4. You at day 14, 16, 21, 28. Somebody so well.
Well, okay, Boosie, because he did talk about that. I was like, okay, that's a bit much. But everything don't have to lead to sex. I think you should find other things that turn your spouse on during this time. It's like, to me, it's a time to rekindle. Even if nothing is going on and the relationship is great, how can we still take it up a notch? Y'all can get in the living room and learn some new dances or something.
You must
find out who your wife or who your husband is now.
Boom. That's a good one. But this my last one for the night. you must do something productive each day.
Each day. I love that. Yeah. You must do something productive each day, but that comes with that structure. You got to have something written down that you can know that you need to work towards. So, I mean, you're not going to do anything productive if you don't know what you're working on. If you're just waking up at any time, going to bed at any time, doing anything, do you think that the everyday person can get structure and do something productive every day, or do you think it's the type of person that you are?
Well, the person I am, I'm gonna do something productive every day. I'm gonna try.
I'm saying the everyday person.
But every day, it's hard. I mean, if it's not in them, it's gonna be hard for them to get in them.
Yeah.
But people who used to go to work should be. I think they need to get their mind and their body back flowing to doing something. Because you don't want to get stuck in a stage where you just got lazy. You just you ain't got your intelligence flowing. Your brain ain't working. You just sitting there being nothing. You gonna turn into an old slob in a dump. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to do that. Yep. And then when it gets time to get you back rolling, you don't want to be let that be set up in you, manifested in your spirit, and that's who you are now.
That's a very good point. And we don't want to get out of practice, and then it's gonna be a struggle to get back going every day. So that's a very good point. I wanted to play another clip that was from that interview, and that kind of go along with what we're talking about now about once your spouse evolves.
Through that period. Yeah, and I think when you've been in a relationship for a long time, like new isn't the right word because new isn't always better. And when you've been with someone for so long, it can never be new again, but it can be fresh. I think the most important thing to remember when you are in a relationship for a long time is always remembering to grow and evolve with the person you are with, because we are always becoming new people, and you have to remember that person you're with now is the person you were with a few years ago. So you have to always make sure you love the person someone has become and not frozen in time being in love with who a person was. I think that's.
Now that's deep. Did you hear it?
Now that last point was real though.
Yeah.
And even to go back to power, that was one of the biggest downfalls of their relationship on there. She never could accept the person that he was becoming. He was still in love with who he was. So, and that's just an example for each and every relationship. You have to grow with a person and evolve with a person, because that person that you fell in love with, they just ain't that person no more. And that's for everybody. So if you want to stay stagnant and left right there, your relationship gonna fall.
Yep. I mean, there's nothing else for it to do. I mean, in life in general, you should want to grow month to month, day to day, year to year, and be a better and better person. And that was something that we talked about last night on the girl chat, about evolving into womanhood. I mean, you know that you're going to change. So you got to realize just as well as you're changing, the other person is changing. And so you just got to be ready for that and do it.
So what would you say are some things that you should do when to make sure that you guys are growing on the same level?
I think one big thing is to check in and say, babe, how are we doing? Do that once a month. Check in with your spouse. How are we doing? Are we good on this? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't check in until a problem arises. But why you just can't, if you're riding home from a good dinner, just say, babe, how we doing? Oh, why you at dinner? How are we doing? Am I living up to your standard of me? Are you? And then vice versa. But people might not do that because they may be afraid of the answer.
Most times we are afraid of the answer. Most times we are afraid to have the tough conversation. You know that.
But if you do it when things are good and it's not necessarily an issue going on, whatever they say, it shouldn't, you ask for it.
Yeah.
So whatever they say, you should be ready to say, okay, well, I can work on this. If you truly invested.
So So conversation is the only thing they're gonna keep you on the same level, right?
Pretty much. You gotta keep that communication going. You gotta know, you gotta try to catch it. You agree? Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel that you know, that's why you and your spouse have to have multiple conversations weekly. And don't hide how you feel. And if you feel that you're going somewhere and your spouse not going there, that's some conversation that y'all need to have so y'all can work out the kinks.
But do you think people really invested in working things out? Or do you think as long as things going good, I'm not finna check in with you, I'm not gonna do all these things? Do you think people really invested in doing all that?
Well, for the most part, you know, people we good for the it's as long as it's going good, we good. You know, as long as they look good.
Right. Right. But
Yeah, for the most part, we good. That's how most people roll. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not good for your relationship.
Right. I think we need to get out of there. I think, you know, and that's why I think stuff like this goes on, to sit us down and make us think and say, what can I be better in? But I'm really afraid that people are gonna go back to being the same way.
I mean, I think it's up for somebody to set the tone during these times right now. That if it's not a tone set, people they gonna go back the other way. But if you set a tone, whether you learn from this in your house, it's gonna help.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All right, you guys, what do you all think? Drop a comment down and let us know what you all think about these topics. I know y'all got y'all stimulus checks out there hitting some accounts. Some people still waiting. So what y'all buying? Y'all need somewhere to shop. You can go to godfidensglamfashion.com. Get you some nice earrings, nice necklaces, different things like that. If you're a man watching, you can go on there and get your wife some nice earrings. I'm sure she would like it. They got all kinds. All right, that was just a little shameless plug. But don't forget to like our page on Facebook, What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. You can like us on Instagram. I am at Antonia Lachey. You can see it right here. And you are?
I'm Pete Cuts. You can see it right there, Mr. Pete Cuts himself. That's I.
All right. So if there's nothing else, co-host, let's get ready to take it on out.
Oh yeah, before we do that, I want to say that I'm finna get me a men's talk. I gotta catch up with my co-host. She had a women's talk. I'm gonna have a men's talk going. And if you got any questions that you want us to discuss on the men's talk, or you think you might want to be a panelist, I think I got everybody for this first one, but still let me know if you want to be a panelist or if it's some topics you want me to discuss on this. And we're gonna rock with it. Yeah. But if it's nothing else, let us pray. Okay, gracious Heavenly Eternal Father, we come right now, Lord, saying thank you, Lord. We thank you for being you, God, and you all by yourself, Father God. Father God, we just thank you for another podcast, Father God. Thank you for allowing us to have another successful podcast, Father God. Thank you for allowing us to be able to work these kinks out, Father God, and get it out on another platform, get it out to the masses, Father God. Father God, just thank you for the topics, Father God. We just thank you for helping us go through this time, Father God. We just pray that you bless us that we learn something from this time. We just not going through it, Father God, to come out the same way that we went in, Father God. I just pray that you show me the vision that you're trying to get me to see, and I pray the world get the vision that you're trying for them to see, Father God, as we come out of this pandemic, Father God. Father God, I just thank you for everybody who's been impacted by this podcast, Father God, the positive feedback we're getting, Father God. Thank you for showing us that we're doing something great for the word of Father God. We're hoping that you get the glory out of it, Father God. Father God, I just pray for all the families who are continuing to go through this pandemic and families that are dealing with bereavement out of it, Father God. I just pray for those, Father God, because I know it's a tough time, Father God, sudden deaths and things of that nature, Father God. But I know that you can be a father for the fathers and a mother for the mothers, Father God. And we also know that you can be a doctor in the sick room. And you said all sickness is not unto death. So, Father God, I just pray that if someone get it, they continue to fight as long as they can, and if it's your will, they can't come out of it, Father God. Father God, I just thank you for my co-host, and she fought a good fight tonight, Father God. She had to deal with different obstacles, but we was able to get through it, Father God. So I'm just thanking you for her, Father God. Thank you for sending her with these amazing ideas that keep us going higher and higher and higher, Father God. I just pray that you continue to bless this podcast, that we can do some positive things in our community and abroad, Father God. Father, I just continue to ask you bless your son in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Awesome prayer as always. All right, you guys. We hope you all have enjoyed tonight's show. Keep on keeping up with us because great things are on the horizon. We hope you all have had a terrific Tuesday. And this has been your episode of What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. Good night.
Deuces.